It is time to give thanks. What a perfect time to do this episode. Good morning again, Daniel Valdez again. It's a pleasure and honor to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. This is the end of the year episode. This is something that is kind of a tradition. If you're new to this little silly show of mine, I do a thank you episode at the end of the season. Thank a lot of people that made this happen, a lot of organizations that made the this little silly show. I always like to call it a silly little show because let's face it, it is and made the Texas Bands Live Blog, the world famous Texas Bands Live Blog, happen this year. So this is one of my favorite things to do all year long. I love talking about programs. I love talking about um, the activity and rules and regulations and all that stuff. But these are the types of episodes I really enjoy. So I hope you'll stick with me through this whole thing. We're going to talk a little bit about the season in terms of how the Texas Bands Live Blog works, and we'll get a little bit personal in terms of what I've had to go through since August. So let's get started. So first and foremost, we gotta thank Music for All and Bands of America, who did a phenomenal job of putting on a record number of events this year. And I mean, my goodness, that was a lot of events. Plus, there's like what, how many Texas regionals did we have? Like 17 of them or something like that. So, just congratulations to the entire staff at Music for All and Bands of America who made all those things happen. And thank you to those organizations for letting us cover the activity in the way that we do. We know that, we can't get access to the stadium or anything unless they really have the final say and approve it. So we're very thankful that we have a great relationship with them. We've been working for them with them for many years. We've come a long way from we come a long way from when TexasBands.com was first starting out and we were really trying to plead our case, like, hey, we want to do some good for the activity. This is what we're about. Can we get access to the stadium? We've come a long way from those days to like, hey, come on in. What do you guys need? And we always love visiting with the staff with Music for All and Bands of America. We know a lot of them. We've known them for many years, and we're just really thankful that they even stop by and say hi and check in on us every now and then. It really means a lot to us. So just thank you to Music for All Bands of America for doing a fantastic job and for having a relationship with us this season. Also want to thank the University Interscholastic League. Got to thank Dr. Kent, Gabe Musella, Rebecca, all those people who are so accommodating. They're so nice to us year after year after year. They basically tell us what do you guys need for the event, and because we know we're going to be there the entire time, we're going to do all three conferences. Or last year in that case, we did six conferences. So they're so accommodating, they're so nice, and we really don't ask for much when we do Texas Bands Live Blog stuff. Like, hey, can we just have a place to plug our laptops in? So we're very thankful to the UIL. They did a fantastic job this year putting on the events at the Alamo Dome. It's a 3 day grind. It's more than that because they're up there on Sundays before the 6A contest, and they're putting stuff together and everything. So congratulations to the UIL for another successful Texas marching band season, another state contest. Well done. Congratulations to everybody on staff there. I also want to thank Box Five Media, Box Five TV, Tim and Robin. They treat us like family. They really do. Thank you to them for allowing us to contribute to their broadcast in the way that we do. As you know, if you've been watching any of the BOA events online, you scroll down, you see the Texas Bands Live Blog. Um, right there on the page. They came to us with that idea a few years ago about wanting to host that, what we needed in order to make that happen, and we have a great relationship with them. They treat us like family. They treat us like one of the crew, and we've gotten to know their camera people over the years and everything, and they're just really they've been really good to us. You saw the social media post, I'm sure, during nationals where they asked us how many shows each of us have vlogged for the Texas Bands Live blog and the amount of hours we put in and everything, and that they've been very kind to us over the years. So thank you to everybody at Box Five TV for letting us contribute to the activity in the way that we've been able to do over the past couple of years, and we're just really thankful for everything that they do for us. Not just letting us get passes into the event, but other stuff that happens behind the scenes. It really means a lot to us to be able to work with production partners and everything. So it's really really cool. It's a fantastic season. So thank you all so much at Box Five TV and Box Five Media. We gotta thank the Texas Bands Live Blog crew. We gotta thank everybody. Mr. Sanchez, the goat. He's the goat. Okay, he's the greatest of all time. When it comes to live coverage of the stuff, he is. He's the best. So thank you, Mr. Sanchez, for helping us out with that. I gotta thank you gotta thank our Indiana friends. We got to thank Seth and Josh and Michael Reed, and we got to thank Michelle and Keith and everybody who contributed to, and Chris. We got to thank Chris too. He helps us out a lot. Living out in all those guys out in the Midwest, we've become great friends over the years, and we're just so thankful that they're a part of our lives, and so thankful that they're able to help us cover the Texas Bands Live Blog for events that are not in Texas. So there's a lot of events. It was more events than we've ever covered in the history of this website or the social media page or whatever you want to call it. So they helped us out a ton. They're always willing to help us out with whatever they can, whether it's live blogging virtually or live blogging or actually being in the stands. Those are weekends that they give up to contribute to what to our cause. So just thank you to all my friends at the live blog who've helped us out over the years and who helped us out this year. And just thank you so much for making our dreams come true. We really really appreciate it, and I love hanging out with these guys whenever we get to see them at nationals. It is really like a nerd party. It really feels like it. And we're just so thankful for everybody that helped us out. So Mr. Sanchez, Seth, Josh, Chris, Michael Reed, Michelle, Keith, everybody who's helped us with the live blog this year, just thank you so very much for contributing the way you have. And I love you all so much, and you know that because I tell you that whether I'm sober or not. So just thank you all so much for taking care of that stuff. We gotta thank our four brave Texas programs that went to Grand Nationals this year and represented the state of Texas so very well. We gotta thank Mo and Gene Johnson High School out of Buda, Texas. We gotta thank South Lake Carroll out of South Lake, Texas. We gotta thank the Henny train and Robert E. Hendrickson. Drop Robert E. Hendrickson. It's Henny now. It's Henny. Hendrickson High School out of Pflugerville. We got to thank Prosper High School out of Prosper, Texas. Y'all did such an amazing job at Grand Nationals this year, not just on the field but off the field as well. I heard a lot of compliments from the Music for All people, saying that the Texas people were super nice to other programs and they were very easy to deal with when we're going through contest flow. So, congratulations to you four Texas programs. It just speaks to the depth of the talent that is here in the state of Texas when we can send those four programs up. All four make semifinals, three advance to national finals. And it just thank you all so much for representing the state of Texas in the way that you're supposed to. So just thank you all so much, and I hope you kids had a fantastic experience at Grand Nationals. I know some of you got snowed on, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that's an experience of a lifetime there. So congratulations to you all. Thank you all so much for working so hard all the season and contributing to the activity in the way that you have. Got to thank all the parents who've supported TexasBands.com, who sign up on the Facebook page to get alerts, and who follow my Instagram page at Dan Thank you all so much for, first of all, being involved in your kids' lives as they go through their musical journey through high school and hopefully beyond. But for sharing the information, sharing this podcast show that I do, sharing results that we post and commentary, and sharing the live blog with people like, hey, this is a really good resource. You should really pay attention to it. The parents are fantastic year after year after year. We still have parents that have had kids graduate already. They're empty nesters already, but they still follow along with the activity, and they still let us know how we're doing. So thank you to all the parents who've helped make TexasBands.com and make the live blog such a popular thing. Thank you so very much. Of course, we gotta thank the students, the marching members who worked so tirelessly and so hard this season to do their product, to create their product, create their art, and then show it off for the world. on some of the biggest stages in the United States. So thank you so much to all the marching members who worked so hard this season. You guys were fantastic. I enjoyed your performances. I really loved what you did. Such creativity, such musicianship, such art. It's such a great thing, and it's one of those things that just keeps me coming back year after year after year. Congratulations, and it's interesting to see now that we're starting to get to the part of the activity where you're getting a lot of young students who, I mean, think back to the pandemic. A lot of these younger students, a lot of these freshman students that are starting to come up, starting to be involved in high school marching band, they learned how to play their instrument online. They learned how to play their music, how to play music and how to be a musician through the computer because, for a year and a half, 2 years, or depending on where you were, you didn't have live performances. You didn't have live performances where you're in an auditorium and it's filled shoulder to shoulder, or you didn't have live performances where you're on a football field and everybody's sitting shoulder to shoulder. You didn't have that experience. So a big up to all the underclassmen, the sophomores and the freshmen who are just now learning about what marching band is in the state of Texas, about how big the crowds can be and how high the stakes are. That is an incredible feat that you all have been able to accomplish. So congratulations to everybody, especially the underclassmen who've been through so much and have had to learn how to march and play through a computer, and now they're actually getting the experience of a live performance, which just doesn't. There's nothing like it. There really isn't. So congratulations to all the marching members. You guys were inspiring, and I thank you so much for your contributions to the activity. Now, let's talk a little bit about let's say season in review, but make it a little bit more personal. So, if you followed my social media pages, you know that this season was very different than past seasons, especially if you've been following what I've been doing the past several years, past 4 or 5 years, or however long I've been doing this. Um, the professional, I got two sides to me, sort of. I've got the nerdy fall season Danpodcast, Danpod Valdez side of me. And then I also have the professional, this is how I make money, this is how I pay for things, this is how I get money to live side. Well, that side, that professional side took off this year with the expansion of HEB stores, in new markets like in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and brand new stores in the Houston area, and implementing different processes with what I do. I'm involved with home delivery for HEB, and just the amount of travel and work that I had to do from the end of August all the way up until like literally the day before Super Regional was extensive. And what I mean by that is being out of town 5 days at a time, and then maybe being home for a couple of days, and then going out of town somewhere else in the state for another 4 or 5 days. It was very challenging, and it was something that really opened my eyes. And here's because the professional life and traveling and all that stuff, it's a very unique experience, and I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do for a living. I am a very lucky person. It took some getting used to say the least. There were some challenges where it took a lot of work, it took a lot of concentration, and at times I was concerned about whether I would be able to follow this activity with the same intensity and passion that I have been doing for the past 20 years. Um, and on top of that, if we want to get really personal, um, my mother, as I refer to online as Mom Pod, she was in the hospital for several days. Gallbladder surgery, had to take that thing out, and even though everyone that I've talked to says it's a routine surgery, and you got nothing to worry about, and it's totally okay, seeing that woman in pain really put things in perspective for me. I told my friends this, and I told people close to me about this, kind of as a joke, but then I realized over the past couple of months, it actually is 1,000% true. I've matured more in the last 6 months than I have in the last 15 years combined. To say that out loud is a little sad because, I've lost personal relationships because of because I was told I was immature. I've lost professional opportunities because I was told I was immature. And for the longest time, I kept self-examining myself and I couldn't figure out what the issue was. The last 6 months have really changed my life. How does this refer to marching? How does this trail back to marching band? Well, it was really one of those things where it's like I had to really sit down. I had to really sit down and think to myself, am I going to be able to cover this activity in the way that I have been, which is full force on top of everything, trying, really trying to explain rules and regulations and explain the activity in a way that, freshman parents can understand and freshmen and sophomore marching members can understand and boosters can understand and still provide a product where fans of the activity still find this entertaining and boosters get something out of it, and even directors and show designers and people who contribute to the activity that way can, all that stuff's very important to me. So I had to have some very serious discussions with myself and with people that were close to me, like how long can I do this? How long can I keep up with the activity before I have to really sit down and make a decision about whether I need to step back and not cover the activity as intensely as I have, or make adjustments in my personal life or maybe professional life, maybe, I don't know, so that I can still do this and still go to events when I can and still go to nationals every year and still go to state every year without it affecting my professional career. Um, and that's been something difficult. That's been a very difficult thing for me to deal with. Because it's something I don't want to give up. I don't want to stop covering the activity the way that I do, but um, we'll see. I'll keep doing it as long as I keep doing it. There's a super smart radio person who covers in San Antonio, does sports talk, and he always says this. He always says, you know, if people are liking what you're doing something right. If people don't like what you're doing, in a way, you're still doing something right because at least they're still listening to you. Indifference is the enemy. Indifference is the enemy. When you become irrelevant and when people don't care about what you say, you got to get out. And I really had to think long and hard about that this season. However, as you can see from the thumbnail, the the support that I got this season, from the t-shirts to the notes to the coffee mugs to the stickers to things to wave in the stands, all that stuff. I keep all that stuff. I do. I keep it for a long time. I still have t-shirts. I still have show shirts from 2017. I keep all that stuff because it means a lot to me, and everybody who sent everything in, whether it was a T-shirt or whether it was a note or anything, an email, a comment on the YouTube channel, or anything, anything, even just a quick message online saying, "Hey, I hope everything's okay. Make sure to take care of yourself." You have no idea how much that meant to me this season. You don't have any idea because when you're traveling on business and you're alone in that hotel room, your thoughts start to wander and your conviction gets tested, and my conviction was tested this year. Being on the road all the time, really focusing on my professional life, trying to get things right, a lot of pressure to get things right. It's the most responsibility I've ever had in my professional career, and you all stuck with me. You all stuck with me. You all were very encouraging. You all were very patient, even when I said I was gonna be at certain events and then couldn't make it because of work, or when I had to when the Prosper event, the BOA Prosper event, and the BOA Katie event. Those were things I just happened to be in town that week. I just happened to be doing business that week, and that's why I was able to go to stuff. So for you all to stick around with me and still share the podcast and still share the live blog and still uh, uh, give encouraging words and just that I'll never be able to thank you enough. So thank you to everybody who supported the live blog over the years, especially this year. Thank you to everybody who supports this podcast, whether you just tuned in once and then turned it off, or whether you've been sticking with me for a number of years. Thank you so much for motivating me. Thank you so much for being there for me. Thank you so much for having my back when I didn't think that I could cover this activity in the way that I had been doing for several years. It got really interesting for a while. It really did, but you all pushed me through, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So thank you so much to everybody who supported me and supported TexasBands.com and supported the live blog over the years. Just thank you so very much for everything that you've done for us. You've made our dreams come true. You've helped us out so much with just your encouraging words and sharing everything and trusting us as a source of information and commentary and just thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I think I'm done here before I get too emotional. So, um, if stuff happens before the end of the year, anything important like that, I will jump in and we'll talk about that stuff. And the beginning of next year, of course, if any new rules or anything like that comes up, anything interesting happens, I'll pop in and talk about it. But just keep following the TexasBands.com Facebook page. Follow me on Instagram at DanPodValdez, and just thank you so much for all the support this season. We're so thankful, and we'll never take that for granted. I promise you. I'm done here. I will talk to you all very soon. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful holiday season. I really appreciate you. I hope you and your family are safe, and just thank you for everything you've done. I'm done here. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Adios. Bye bye.